Hi, I'm Donovan Haywood. I'm a freshman at Virginia State University from Alexandria, Virginia, and I'm a music performance student here at VSU. Well, it was kind of by chance. My mom had asked me to go to this HBCU festival my church hosts annually. And it was at, I think, like St. James, somewhere in like Springfield or near there. And I happened to take the chance and audition there, and Dr. Whitehead had come up to me after that and had been like, "Hey, I want you to come to VSU. You can like apply here and everything at the HBCU festival, get like same day results." And then he also put me on a phone call with Dr. Lawhorn, and afterwards I talked with my brother, and he'd been like, it'd probably be best for you to go to this school because they're offering you money. And if you go to Mason, I'd already been to Mason, you have a chance to build new connections if you go to a school like somewhat far away, but like still like within state and everything. So VSU is probably my best option, honestly. It was sort of new. I had spent time away from home before. Uh, I had went to a summer camp the summer of my junior year before my senior year called College Orientation Workshop. It's at Virginia Military Institute over in I forget what part of Virginia, but I had spent like a month there. Uh, and honestly, my college dorm's an upgrade from what they had us in over there. They had us in the barracks. It was kind of, I learned I needed a mattress topper. I'll say that. But the overall transition, it was even with that experience, it was still different because I'm on my own. It's just really me and my roommate and like everybody else in the dorm who these people got to stop setting off this fire alarm. But that aside, I haven't really had any other problems. It's been really chill. I've been enjoying having my own space with a friend I have from back in high school, which I got lucky with because I'll be honest, I don't trust the roommate draw. I'd prefer not to have a random roommate because it can go bad or it can go good, but I'd rather not have to go through that. It was great, he's very jokey. I like that. Uh, and he's serious when he needs to be, and he always has a bit of that wisdom. He always, as he says, he always has a quote, which is great and also still funny. Um, and he seemingly always knows what areas you need to focus more on, even when you don't want to work on those areas. For me, it's snare. My hands aren't the best, and I gotta work on that, and I will work on that, and I will get better on that. But I've always been a mallet player, especially since my sophomore year of high school. Is probably what made me the mallet player I was, because there's a whole different universe where I did drumline, and I'm probably in marching band right now. My first PASIC experience was amazing. It was like a whole nother world outside of like just, doing concert percussion, doing percussion ensemble, even doing like indoor drumline. Like probably the biggest percussion event I'd been to before PASIC would be like an indoor drumline competition at like a high school. Cause there's all these different high schools, like somewhat within the district, just meeting up, performing their shows, getting ranked and everything, and then there's like a dance party in between where everybody like goes down to the floor, has a little fun. PASIC was big, as I said, but also like different because it's everybody coming together to share their knowledge of something that they love, either as a passing interest or like a serious career. And you learn a lot there. You meet a lot of people that you like before maybe you could have only seen on the screen or like maybe heard of. I hadn't heard of a lot of artists going into PASIC, so I learned a lot from like my peers who had told me, hey, like Stefan Harris, he's this really good vibraphonist, or Adam Tan, really popular marimba player. And the only person I'd really known going in was Josh Johnson. And his seminar, I really enjoyed it. And overall, PASIC I think is like a must, especially for like college percussionists. I think even high schoolers should go to it to see if like it's their sort of flow, if this is something they'd want to do. But if you're a college percussionist, I feel like PASIC is something you have to go to at least once as sort of like an affirmation of, yeah, this is something that I would love to do, and also an event I'd love to come to at least occasionally, if not often. And like it broadens your horizons in terms of what you think you know, both on the instrument and off the instrument. VSU is preparing me for the future. In terms of like my music classes, it's expanding my musical knowledge. I'll be honest, I'm glad I went to fundamentals to reaffirm what I know and learn what I didn't know. For instance, I did not know like any of the like C4, D5 notations. I was kind of lost on that, and something I sort of learned by being here and just having readily access to a practice room. And I just think VSU's in the access to people who are both teaching you music and like also in the field active as performers or people who were performers is important, because when you have people who are active in the game, they're able to sort of help you prepare for it in a sense, because they're currently in it. They have a more modern look at the industry compared to someone who maybe played like 20-30 years ago, because music has changed a lot, I feel, in the recent years, especially when you look at like the recording music industry. I can't believe the name, Intro to the Music Industry, and just looking at like the progression of the music industry over the last like couple of decades, from like the 2000s to now, it's been crazy. And there's been a lot of changes, especially with the introduction of like streaming platforms, for instance, and like Napster and all that. But having people who are actively in the field, like readily available to be able to ask questions like, hey, what are your opinions on this organization? Do you think I would be a good, like, do you think that they would be a good fit for me, maybe? Stuff like that. I would tell them, get ready to be serious about it. And what I mean by that is, don't like sort of come here thinking, oh yeah, I'll just do this. You should take it serious. You should take most things seriously. I take my game seriously. I also take my practice time seriously, because like Doc has said that this is probably the most time we'll get to practice. So, you should take advantage of the time, even if it's like 30 minutes, hour, even more. You should take this seriously. You shouldn't just like half do it. Put in the effort to not just in your musical endeavors. You should also put effort into your classes. I will at least put in effort to make sure my grade is up so that I can keep doing what I love. For me to be able to have access to such good and quality equipment, good instructors, and good like material too, because tuition pays for your books and everything. Take this seriously. Make sure you go to all your classes and focus. You can have fun, but don't let that fun impede what you're really here for and what you or your parents are paying a lot of money for. Because your parents don't play about their money.